what's up, what's up? This is Tea Time with Bodyslams, and this is the fucking bullshit edition. We're recapping the Royal Rumble, and none of us are happy.
Oh, none of us are fucking remotely happy.
No, holy balls. This is one of the most disappointing things that they have done in a long time.
So, let's get this started. Obviously, you guys know who I am. I'm Justin Garcia, Raging Crow, that guy with the fro. This is Jonathan Chavez, and of course, the John Allen.
Woot woot.
Woot woot. And we're all better wrestlers than what they had on the card.
I don't think any of us are as good as Daniel Bryan, but
No.
I'm pretty sure I can fuck up Batista.
Man, that's on you, man. You have fun with that. Tell me how it goes.
I will.
So, guys, let's start off with the first match. Or did anybody see the pre-show?
I did see the pre-show.
Okay, so what did you think of pre-show number 1 match?
I don't think I caught the tag match. I didn't catch any other match on the pre-show.
That's actually fine. That's actually the only pre-show match.
Oh, okay. That was a trick question.
Was there another one? I don't know. Hopefully John can answer that. Okay. So the Rhodes, let's comment on that. Rhodes versus the New Age Outlaws.
That was actually a very hype match for me. That was something I would have loved to have seen in the Attitude Era. Even in the early 2000s, like this was a solid tag team match for once.
Should have been on the fucking card.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird that something of that level would be on the pre-show, but I think it speaks volumes about the attitude that corporate over there seems to have about what they think the fans want and what they say, fuck what the fans want, this is what we're going to do.
Right. But at least it was still an impressive sight to see.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely was. I mean, my God, I'm amazed and so impressed at what Goldust is able to pull off at like 44 or 45 or whatever he is right now. He's amazing, and he's doing stuff he didn't even do 15 years ago.
Yeah, you can really see the influence that Cody's having now that they're really properly training together. Because Cody can mix in that good high flying, that springboarding stuff, and then Goldust is kind of giving him like a rework of the basics. You can really tell. You can really see it.
I bet you Dusty's just like, that's my boy, baby. That's my boys. Both of them is my boys, and I'm just happy that they doing their thing, baby.
I was watching it with a couple of other comedians, and there was one who hadn't watched wrestling in a long time, and he was shocked when he found out that, he kept saying, like, he kept thinking Cody Rhodes was Goldust's kid. I'm like, no, they're brothers. He's like, what? I was like, no, that's, he's Dusty's kid, too. He's like, that old guy is still getting it on at his age?
Let me tell you something, baby. The American dream is going to give you some good time, boogie woogie. All up in Sapphire.
You see, what the problem was is that the girl needed to be on top, and then she don't die, you see.
I ain't gonna be another Fatty Arbuckle, baby. Not gonna be another Fatty Arbuckle.
For my loins, if you will.
Oh, wow.
No, but I'm really... it was a solid-ass match, and I have not seen a good tag team match in quite some time.
A good proper tag team match. WWE usually gives us, those... 6-man tags, usually the Wyatts versus the Usos and random face of the day. That's what we usually get on TV. So it was a really good solid 2v2, and it really showed that the New Age Outlaws at their age can still put on a solid match.
Well, it was said by even on the commentators how it's like Billy Gunn hasn't aged a day, or at least he doesn't look it. But what are you guys' thoughts on the victory there? On their part.
I'm cool with it. I'm absolutely cool with it. You know what? It showed absolutely 100% good tag team, partnership. The fact of the matter is they got away with the sneaky tag, and I'm not complaining.
Well, that's not the point, though. On a bigger level, I'm saying, like, hey, here you got this red-hot tag team of Cody Rhodes and Goldust, and they just jobbed out to a nostalgia act, which, while very fun, wrestles maybe, like, twice a year. It raises a whole bunch of questions. Are they going to go back to having a full-time schedule? How long are they going to have the belts, etc.?
That's true.
Well, actually, from what I can see, and I kind of see this written along the walls, you can really see the Rhodes brothers breaking up as a tag team. And for me, it really does seem like they're forcing that a little too soon for my liking. You can see that Cody's kind of giving those sidelong glances to Goldust. It has heel turn for one of them written all over it.
Well, that was originally the plan, is Goldust had wanted to have a singles match with Cody at WrestleMania for so long, but if you look at what he's been saying on Twitter lately, he's saying, yeah, I don't really want that anymore. I like what we're doing now.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Look at what happened in the Rumble.
I don't know. I mean, did they really go at it? I kind of missed that, if they did.
Well, who was it? Was it Goldust or Cody that eliminated the other
No,
by accident?
It was Goldust eliminating Cody, and it looked by accident. If WWE forces this into, those two having a match at WrestleMania, which would be a solid match, they would still be breaking up a very good tag team in the process, which would be a general shame.
So you feel that it's not a bad idea in theory, you just feel that now's not the time, that it's a bit rushed.
Absolutely.
It's very rushed, and you can tell from what Goldust is saying on Twitter that even he's not a fan of it anymore. Like, he really wants them to kind of stick together, and I know you commented on that earlier.
Well, I mean, as long as something comes from it, I just, but I mean, the theme of the night, I'm sure that we're going to talk about, is that logical booking is not taking place here. It's like it's getting that and many other things, which obviously we're going to get into. It's like, man, why invest emotionally in a character if we're not going to get the satisfying payoff? So it's like, should I really get amped up for a feud between Cody and Goldust? Because who the flip knows where it's going to end up?
Right. No, I absolutely agree.
It's going to end up with those two feuding with Ryback. That's how that's going to end up.
Randy Orton pins them both in 30 seconds, just cause.
No, John
fuck
Cena's
you, that's why.
Out. No, John Cena's going to come out, give him the FU, and say hustle, loyalty, respect, y'all.
Yep.
Oh, why we got to go there?
The other joke, we're sitting there the whole night. It's like, man, why? Why'd you have the New Age Outlaws win? Just so they can use the catchphrase again? And a buddy of mine, he looks at me, he's like, well, look at the new shirts. They got new shirts, so they got to win the belts. Like, wouldn't that just be so great? Like, Vince is backstage, like, hey, Vince, check out the new Road Dogg Billy Gunn t-shirts. Oh, those look great. Hey, how much did those cost? What?
It was them!
Put the belts on them! Put the belt. I paid how much for the guys that show up once a year? You're putting the belts on them now. I'm making my flipping money back. I'm pissed now.
Damn it! That's it! Ryback, kick some Dusty Rhodes' ass!
What would that accomplish? Fuck you. That's what it would accomplish.
No, that I agree. That'd be hilarious if that happened. I'd actually tune into wrestling more if that happened.
Right. They could have more fun. As long as you're just going to, throw logic to the wind, go full blast with it and be funny.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, let's bring back Mini Vader while we're at it.
Why not?
Oh, God.
They
already showed that they're kind of joking. They brought fucking Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
But I mean... Okay, but to be fair, he didn't even participate in the Rumble. He was just kind of there, not even on commentary, just as the sort of ESPN Sports Zone thing, because his tie-in is, even though he's not as good as Shawn or Rick, he's the first guy to win a Royal Rumble.
But what the fuck does that Mongoloid, how can he comment on anything except for the fact that the fans cheer USA when he's going against an American?
Well, he can comment by saying, ho. That's how.
So wait, does he always have these kinds of conversations with Papa Shango?
Pretty much.
Oh, the ho train. Anyways, I don't know about what your guys' thoughts on that match was. I thought that it was pretty well executed. I hope that they keep the New Age Outlaws around a little bit longer.
Highlight of the night.
Yeah.
At least one of them for me, because it was just fun,
I'm just surprised because it ended 15 minutes earlier than I expected to. So that means that they could have had room for 2 more matches on the card.
Oh, wait, are we still talking about the pre-show tag match? Or are you talking about the show in general?
I'm sorry, I skipped a little bit ahead.
You kind of did.
Sorry,
so we're all kind of in agreement that the tag match was fun, interesting choice to go. What's next?
Let's see. First match of the night. It was
Daniel Bryan versus Bray Wyatt. So
I liked that match.
That match was amazing.
Daniel Bryan got freaking killed on the outside.
I don't...
John, you got something to say?
Oh, Lord, I just don't know. I gotta choose my words carefully here.
Don't choose them. Just go.
This is gonna skip ahead. I mean, anybody who's listening to this, I'm sure, is enough of a fan to know that Despite the fact that he's the most over guy on the roster in probably like 10, maybe 15 years even. Wow. First they turn him heel. They put him in the Wyatt thing, which is just stupid. Why would you do that? We want to love the guy. We want to chant yes. We want to see a guy that we're rallying behind win a belt,
Right.
So what do they do? What do? Do they prep the guy for a huge WrestleMania match? So where there's closure and a payoff to all these feuds that have been built over the year? No. Here's what they do. They take their hottest babyface, in ages, like I mentioned. They put him in the opening match, which, while great, they job him out.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not, if you really wanted to make the fans happy, tell a great story, here's what you do. You want to job him out? Fine. They told an amazing competitive story in that match, and they're playing up the gimmick of, Daniel's got a concussion. So now we're feeling so much sympathy for him. So now what would, despite the fact that you didn't have weeks of build-up, throw him in the Rumble. I don't care when. And then, at least have him give him an appearance, and if not an elimination that makes sense, at least, have him win it, ride the momentum, sell some T-shirts, sell some shows, and have fun doing it.
It's very apparent that that's what the crowd wanted.
Yeah. And can I say this? It was Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, it was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, if anybody from Pittsburgh is listening to this little podcast and was at the show, thank you. Thank you for voicing everything that most of us were feeling watching it at home and just booing the piss out of everything that came after that. Go back and watch it. When it's time for number 30, the yes chants couldn't have been louder, and then Rey Mysterio coming out. Fuck.
They booed Batista. No. Batista was built up for weeks, and he just came out to solid boos.
They booed for the last three people. Let's be real here.
Well, aside from Roman, who was
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, they just about made the kid that night, by the fact that they hated Batista that much that anybody who wasn't Batista, who wasn't somebody from the class of 2002 being shoved down our throats yet again, Cena, Orton, Batista, it was I think back to other times that the crowd has been that impassionately speaking out against the product, not trying to go into business for themselves and make the show about them, but genuinely saying, this sucks. Why do you want to piss us off that much? Why are you trolling us after all the money we spent to watch this show, either to be there or watch it on pay-per-view? And and it's funny, when I look back on times that that's happened, Batista was involved again. Do you guys remember when we talked about this the last show, where they relaunched ECW?
Yeah.
And they, after the second one night stand, they had a show at the Hammerstein Ballroom, back where it's like really, really ECW, and the whole crowd is, of course, the old school ECW fans. So what do they put on as the main event? Big Show and Batista. Wow. EC Dub. That's what I remember from ECW. So then again, we're about to have cool, the Daniel Bryan era. This, you swerved me, but I get it. Now he's going to come out. Now he's going to look like $1 million. No, Batista again. He's been in the door for 15 seconds. Get the guy a belt.
Not only that, but let's be real here. The dude is way past his prime if he had one.
He was a little bit late to the game. Yeah, I don't begrudge him for being super old or anything. 40 is the new 30, and the way the dude trains, I don't even mind that he doesn't look like he used to. Whatever. He's been training MMA style, so the fact that he's not as pharmaceuticaled out as he was, good on him. Yeah, I'm trying to be delicate, but despite all the F and S bombs I'm dropping. But, good on him for saying, hey, maybe I shouldn't be taking so much stuff that makes me look huge, but my heart's going to explode. Whatever. I don't mind that. I just mind the fact that from a storyline standpoint, it's not fun, for anybody.
It's
I
not.
don't
And the
think.
fact is that Daniel Bryan got hosed. He's been getting hosed for quite a bit of time, though. The fact that
He's
they
been
turned him
what?
heel for a week, then turned him back to face. I mean, if you were going to turn him heel with the Wyatts for a while, it would have been a better WrestleMania match than to turn him face after a while.
Did you say he's been getting hosed?
I
Yeah.
feel like he's been getting hosed a bit.
Oh, hosed. I thought like HOES.
No, not hosed.
I was like, I don't care
Well, what
if
do
he's
you
picking
call
up
the
prostitutes. He can
What
do
do you
what he
call the
wants.
Bellas?
Oh. That's
Except for
not
nice
fair.
women.
They're
Very nice
great
ladies.
ladies. There was no diva match on the card, John. We can't talk about them.
Oh,
Fuck that. I will. I read it. It was some online thing I saw on the thread on a random website. It was the reason why the whole Wyatt angle got cut short is because they want to do a wedding special for Total Divas, and they don't want Brian to be heel for that.
Oh Lord, that seems like it's troll bait.
It's
I mean, if
it's such troll bait, but somehow I can still believe it.
That's the sad part. You can actually believe that.
I just, man, it's hard to watch. I mean, God, they have, if you look at the roster right now, man, they have such a great roster going. You know, the production value is coming out their ears, and some of the storylines have not been bad. If you look at, like, the stuff with Punk and Lesnar and Paul Heyman over the last year, you know, but it doesn't, and I don't really care about, I don't subscribe to the theory where just because it's rated PG or whatever it is now, that's the end-all, be-all, that everything's going to suck. No, you can still tell some great stories and have some great characters without it being blood and boobies everywhere.
No, they can.
But sorry, I got so into rant mode, I think I just started to lose whatever point I was making there.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen throughout this podcast.
What were you talking about? And then I probably interjected and I lost my train of thought.
I think, no, I'm just going to harken back to the fact that they have so much raw talent on there. I don't know if you noticed the big guy from Bulgaria from NXT.
He was great. I hadn't seen him before because I don't watch NXT, but he was pretty cool.
Nobody watches NXT.
I think more people watch TNA than they watch NXT.
Ouch.
It's kind of fucking true. Anyways,
Ouch.
The guy was amazing for a big dude. He just looked like, he just looked like another random, like, generic big guy. Like, okay, he's gonna come out there, do some power moves, and get knocked out. The dude, the first thing he does when he walks in, a flying heel kick out of nowhere.
Well, the dude, I mean, it reminded me a lot of old school Taz, actually.
It's Taz!
Like, where you can actually, there's moments where it's easier to suspend your disbelief and just, have fun and say, like, holy shit, this guy's going to kick your ass. And everything from his presence to his size to his look to how he executes his move, he's a very believable dude,
Right, but we're getting off topic. Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts. Like, we've just completely glossed over that.
Yeah, and I guess just to get back, I remember the point, what I was trying to get around to was just the fact that despite having so many great tools, the reason that the product is weaker right now, and I think not everybody's as anxious to tune in as they might have, is because of, where you're it really is. It seems like they're just going out of the way to troll the audience because, look, I mean, we're still going to watch to an extent, no matter what they do. So they might as well let the politics backstage reign free, have it be the Triple H, Randy Orton, and Cena show, and forget about anybody coming up organically. They seem to hate that. If you get over on your own, if you're a Zack Ryder or a Daniel Bryan, and it's like they don't have complete control over you because you got over, not them pushing you down someone's throat. You did it. That takes power away from them, and they don't like that.
Well, here's the thing. Look back to the days of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He left, went to NWA, became world champion because they wouldn't put him over. He comes back to WWF. They humbled the man by putting him in a very offensive dragon costume, which, for all intents and purposes, probably made a great toy, made a great entrance, but was still very unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, I was too young when that was going on to really I
Oh
feel
no,
the
no,
impact.
we all were, but like I watched the tapes and I kind of just see I just kind of saw the implications.
Like in hindsight, you can see it as like not them trying to jazz up his gimmick, but you really do see it as like, all right, you're gonna be a circus clown for us now.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
look what he wrote on Twitter. Look what Daniel Bryan actually wrote on Twitter. That was
What's
actually
that?
very interesting.
He wrote down that the machine wanted the machine basically talking about WWE corporate
Did not want him anywhere near the Royal Rumble. Thank you, fans from Pittsburgh, for cheering exactly what you guys wanted. And that's what you brought up earlier, John. It's like, yeah, the fans know better. We're not fucking stupid.
Yeah,
Maybe we are. I mean, I was holding out so much hope. I was like, you know what? This company's been in business for so long. Maybe I've been worked. As it said in the biz, they got me. They really believed it and was really genuinely, they stirred up an emotion in me. But then no payoff to that. You got me riled up. It's like, have you ever heard how Raven talks? How he's an analogy about how a wrestling match should work, and it's basically a metaphor of masturbation.
I've never heard that of you, John.
I've never heard that of you. Classy, but you got my rage boner up, and then you did nothing to finish it off. That just killed the room.
A little bit. We
bit.
all died inside.
I don't want to picture Raven masturbating.
No, I think I've ruined this podcast. I apologize.
Well, last time we did this, it was me mentioning Cena and Justin mentioning Benoit. So yeah.
Speaking of Benoit, I'm going to say I'm going to say right now, guys, this Royal Rumble is the complete incarnation of the Bring Back Benoit movement that I'm starting. Two people did the cripple crossface today.
Yeah, and John Cena went for more submissions than his usual STF. He tried to go walls of Jericho on us.
I think, man, they were poo-pooing all over the Cena-Orton match, which, thank you again, Pittsburgh, for,
You guys are awesome. Thank you, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is
seriously.
Do you guys see why I like the Steelers? Pittsburgh's the
starting
shit.
to get that. But it seemed to me like, man, they were just trying to do anything they could to get a reaction that was other than being heckled at a certain point. So yeah, I mean, he's throwing submissions, he's throwing finishers, anything they can do to try to get some kind of positive pop rather than just, boring Daniel Bryan.
That was the highlight of the night. But okay, so all right, let's just wrap this up in a sentence. Our thoughts on Daniel Bryan versus the Wyatts. I like the way the match looked, but not the way it was packaged.
Could have done with better packaging. That speaks a lot onto the company right there. But the match was solid. Bray Wyatt has feature main eventer written all over the guy.
I love the Wyatts, actually. I really like the Wyatts. They're probably one of my favorite heels. In fact, I'll tie this into when we talk about the Royal Rumble itself.
I don't know what you guys mean by packaging necessarily.
The way the storyline was made and given to the public. That's what I mean by packaging.
I never heard it put that way. Yeah, if Bryan had come back in the end of the night and there was some payoff of like the hero rising above things, then it would have been phenomenal storytelling, a good go home feeling good sort of thing. You're pumped to go to work the next day, that sort of attitude. But as it was, very deflating.
Yeah.
But great match, great storytelling. It's not on the talent in any way, I don't think. It's just the stuff that was out of their hands ultimately, but the match itself was great.
Yeah, I agree. Now, the next match is the interesting one. Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show.
So, wait, you mean 8 minutes of chair shots and 1 minute of match?
Yeah, I do mean that.
It was literally Brock versus Goldberg all over again, except Brock versus Goldberg had more substance.
And there was no chair shots.
I would love to know what the story is on that. If, maybe Big Show hurt his ankle that day or something. Because, these two used to be able to go, man.
They broke the fucking ring.
Yeah. All I can figure in this one, if it was me booking it and somebody had asked me to explain why I booked it that way, all I could say is that, you're just, hey, we really want to get over that Brock Lesnar is a beast and a monster. If it's a close 50-50 match, that doesn't get that effect. But Lesnar just annihilating Big Show, seeing the image of Big Show walking away a beaten, broken, sort of shell of himself, yeah, if you weren't scared of Brock Lesnar before, seeing chairs being broken over a giant's back, that, you know.
There was 4 chairs. I kept count. 4. Paul Heyman holding chairs behind his back and just tossing it to him. There was 4 fucking chairs, people.
You're gonna lose the cleaning deposit.
No, and yeah, they could go. You know, they can still pull off a good Big Show versus Brock style match. And
They've done it before.
They've done it plenty of times, and then they just end it like that. You know, if you want to put over Brock as a monster, have him, you know, kayfabe break Big Show's arm like he did Mark Henry. You know, have that happen.
Or like back when he was feuding with The Undertaker and there was that whole arm cast thing.
Exactly. Have him take out the monster legitimately. Don't just have him fuck him up with chairs. Because hell, even... What was that really shitty country tag team? Cade and Murdoch, something along those lines.
Oh
yeah.
They fucked up Big Show with chair shots, and they got fucked over. You know, that doesn't make you a monster. That just means that you can beat somebody up with a chair.
It wasn't the story they wanted to tell tonight. Tonight, Big Show was jobber to the stars, meaning that he's a guy who, no matter how many times he loses, he's still going to look like a credible threat by virtue of his size. But tonight, he was there to make Brock look better. And the way that they felt to do it was not by having a close encounter. You know, they had to make Big Show look strong leading up to it so people would want to see the match. But then once you got the asses in the seats, you can kind of do what you want a little bit, unfortunately, at times. And tonight it was, I don't know. I mean, it was definitely short. I was definitely like, whoa, did the Bryan match go over on time or something? But it wasn't my biggest fault, my biggest problem with the show at all. So, I mean, I still got some enjoyment out of it. Right. Although, I will say, I mean, man, I wonder if maybe the reason that Brock went so hard with those chair shots is because I'm thinking that Big Show locked Brock Lesnar in his tanning booth. Do you see how burned up he was looking tonight? Stop reaching for chairs. Reach for the aloe vera. Gonna get skin cancer.
No, what we were thinking was, like, if you guys saw the replay of the punch, it looked like Brock got legit hit. Like, hit hard.
Well, look at the size of his fist. His fist is everywhere. It has its own...
His fist has its own gravitational pull. Show.
It has its own gravitational pull. There are satellites and stars orbiting that meat ham hock of a Knuckles. I don't know.
Did you see if you watch the replay, he punches Brock's jaw and shoulder at the same exact time.
Or at least it looks that way. I mean, it was definitely a good camera angle on it.
Oh, definitely good camera
That's
angle
what you get for eating all those toothpaste sandwiches, Big Show.
Yeah. Captain Anthano shows no mercy.
Dude, did you really?
He did.
Yeah. Stop making fun of me.
Yes! Okay, so I think we can all agree this match was whatever.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was a fun attraction.
Yeah, it was a decent attraction.
It just lasted too long, I think.
Yeah, not a great match, but for a gimmick match, hey, it's all right.
Yeah, I've seen worse for gimmick matches.
Now let's go to the quote-unquote main eventer, John Cena versus Randy Orton.
Yeah, let's go to the piss match.
I'm gonna take a bathroom break while you guys talk about this match.
Dude, I don't think you can, because we're gonna take a bathroom break. Then nobody's on this podcast.
All right.
Well, fuck you guys. I'm going to the lobby to get some nachos and a soda.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Weren't those some fine shin locks from Randy Orton, you guys? Oh, mercy.
Oh, God.
Oh, that power slam was so awesome.
What's really fucked about this match, and I mean, you know, I don't care what the little children say who love Cena or who love Orton. This match has been done so many times between the two, you can pick and predict every fucking spot. Super FU, done it. STF, done it. Someone stealing the other person's move, done it. RKO into a switch up, done it. This match
done into a switch up, done it. Attack Cena's dad, done it. Attack Randy at his home, done it. everything's been done in their feuds. Enough with these two guys.
Well, yeah, and there's other things you can do, but they just keep repeating the same stuff over and over. And again, that's why the crowd was as vocal as they were, because this was a crowd that wasn't just... There are casual fans that drink the Kool-Aid and will show up just because it's pro wrestling.
Right.
But, I mean, this was a crowd of fans that was a little bit more into it than the casual fan and said, no, there's other things that you have on your show we want to see. This ain't it.
No, absolutely.
So that's why they got the reaction that they did. I mean, honestly, I can't say it was a bad match. I can't. Those guys, for what they do, they're very good. It was just, but
it was the same old, same old.
Right. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, there's only so many ways to say it.
It was a highlight reel. That's all there is to it.
That's the best way I could put it. It really was a highlight reel.
I saw this thing when I was in middle school. I saw it in no, I didn't see it in middle school. I'm not that goddamn young. I saw it in high school. I saw it a bunch of times in high school. I saw it a bunch of times in college. I'm seeing it again now. I'm sick of it.
And plus, where do you go from here? I mean, what was the finish again?
The Wyatts jumping John Cena.
Right. So, I mean, what do you guys see happening from that?
Probably Super Cena breaking up a stable with a lot of momentum because he's Super Cena.
Now, you see that being at WrestleMania or just something to fill time until WrestleMania?
Yeah, I actually, it was another show on YouTube I watch every now and again. The name escapes me at the moment, but one of the questions was, how would you like to see Cena versus the Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania? Would that be a good main event? And the guy was just like, no, that would be terrible. If anything, have Daniel Bryan fight the Wyatts because that's been building up for months.
Right. Again, pay off the storyline, give us closure,
Mm-hmm.
And now it looks like we're if they pull it through for 70 days, it's gonna be Cena versus the Wyatts.
I don't mind if, as the guy creating the stories I watch, you piss me off a little. You got to do that. That's how you get somebody how you sell tickets. You make the fans hate a guy so much that you want to see the face come in and kick his ass. But we can only wait so long until we're like, all right, you know what? It's just not happening. I got this weird feeling. Did we talk about Samurai Jack on the last show, or am I thinking of something else I did?
You might.
It wasn't us.
We can talk about Samurai Jack. I love that show.
No, I'm just trying to put that analogy into full perspective here. It's kind of like that show had so much hype behind it, when it came out, and everybody touted it as being this revolutionary thing. Yet, as the story went on, once you got past the sizzle, you realized there wasn't a ton of stake. Yeah, it was well made, but at a certain point, you're like, you know what? I don't think he's ever going back in time. He's never going to fight Aku because once he does, the show's over.
And that's the exact reason why I gave up that show.
Exactly. So it's like, it's the same thing now in wrestling where it's like, you know what? I want to love Bryan. I want to keep watching his matches. I want to support him as a fan. But, I mean, stop dicking with me. At a certain point, you're just not going to let him have any sort of... I'm not going to, there's no closure on it. So... That's potential money they're just throwing away. Now, maybe they proved me wrong. Maybe they, they only got a month or two left until WrestleMania. I don't know how they can spin this.
I'm just curious. I'm really curious because Batista's guaranteed a WrestleMania shot.
Mm-hmm. And it's been known that he wants Brock. He wants Lesnar. So are they going to slap Lesnar with the belt just to have that match at WrestleMania?
Or will it be a fatal four-way between Brock, Cena, Batista, and Orton?
No Bryan. I noticed he didn't mention Bryan.
No, I will never mention Bryan because although I love Daniel Bryan, he's not it happened once. That's it.
So you've stopped giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I will no longer give them the benefit of the doubt ever.
Okay. Oh.
I'll hope
See?
for the best.
That's what I'm talking
but
about.
I will always expect the worst from them.
Justin had hope, he had dreams, he believed, and you threw it away!
You threw it in the trash,
baby!
You threw my dreams! You threw the American dream in the trash, baby!
He was good for at least another $15, and you said, no, we don't really need money.
Children turn 3 years old every day. We can just get them to buy a John Cena t-shirt and boo Randy. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh, man. man.
It's fine. It's fine.
Can we go to the next match?
The Rumble. Oh, God, the Rumble.
The Rumble. Okay, I have a quick question for each and every one of you. Who was your, MVP, the person who you thought put in the most goddamn effort to the Rumble?
Roman Reigns, hands down. I love that guy so much.
Flippin' house of fire. It was really surreal watching Diesel get taken out by, the new Kevin Nash.
Oh.
I know he's not as tall, but he reminds me so much of Kevin with the way he handles his promos to, the definition in his arms and just being the badass of the big guy of the group.
God damn it.
God, oh, God, no.
I didn't need to hear this shit, man. I quit this podcast.
See, now you ruined my hopes and my dreams. You killed my American dream.
What are you talking about? I don't get it.
Because we don't want to ever hear Kevin Nash and then, another Kevin Nash.
Yeah, but this is a different kind of Kevin Nash. Like the cloning process, they took out the gene where he tears his quad all the time. and now, he can run, so, that's fun.
I really just want to believe that him and Scott Hall were drinking in the back and now he can run just because of alcohol.
I thought that would have been such a fun moment if Hall had come out next.
I kept telling John, I'm like, no, Hall needs to come out right now. Hall rules.
I'd have pooped myself. There are people who will go on record as saying that's what I said. If Scott Hall comes out, I will poop myself, man.
I'm in this Royal Rumble. There it goes.
He sounds
John
like
Allen,
there's a
man in
comic.
San Diego, pooped himself.
Looks like somebody filled his drawers, man. Survey time. Who came here to see Scott Hall?
Boo!
Who came here to see John Allen crap his pants?
Yes!
One more
Yes!
for the poo guys.
That would have been great. It would have been great if, the NWO Outsiders had came out, but as much as we can hope, that didn't happen.
Not a lot of good surprises this year.
No.
Not
JBL.
That's stupid.
That was really stupid. That upset me, because I'm like, nah, Bradshaw's a badass, guys.
No, Bradshaw's a badass. I don't know so much about JBL.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he had taken off his shirt and I'd seen that, he'd had some kind of gear on underneath, that would have been all right, he's good for at least 5 minutes. But when he went in there, being more overdressed than Erwin R. Shyster, I was like, all right, it's the Jerry Lawler comedy spot. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see that elimination coming a mile away. John, who was your MVP of the Rumble?
Man, Punker was pulling the all-nighter tonight. It's a toss-up between him and Roman just because, just seeing him, tear into Batista and you had some hope where it's like, you know what, maybe they're not going to let the douche walk back in and have everything.
Right.
Maybe they do something really, really interesting. You remember when Santino almost won it, I should say?
God damn it, I do.
I really
Yeah.
do. I laughed my ass off.
Would have been stupid, but it would have been all right, what's going to happen now?
It's
A little bit of
different. It's damn
unpredictability.
sure
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Of course, in that same breath, if they'd had Roman toss out Batista, then you probably got people saying, well, that's over pushing him. So it's really hard to find that balance. But, Punk, you got to respect him for doing, working as hard as he did in there. There were rest spots, but I don't really know. One thing that I felt was lacking, and I know this is avoiding the question a little bit, was no Jake Roberts.
No, actually, there was Jake Roberts. If you paid attention to the Shield promo.
Yeah.
What's that dude's name?
Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose was drunk as shit at that promo. If anybody noticed.
I don't think he is. I think he just really plays that sleazy, scary scumbag thing to perfection.
I hope so, because they were like, what's your number? You don't need to know my number is. What if I got 2 numbers? I got all the numbers. I was like, Dean Ambrose. Scott Hall needs vodka money. Go hang out with him.
It almost sounds like the impression I was doing of Bray Wyatt. See, I was watching with other comedians, so I know this is backtracking, but we just kept At a certain point, like, we made the story about, like, the reason he wanted to kill Daniel Bryan was he was trying to find out where the nearest Wendy's was. So when Daniel Bryan goes up to the top rope, like, jump into my mouth, Bryan, I'll eat you. He did bite him in the match.
He did! He really did!
He was hungry.
Hey, nobody can say that Bray Wyatt isn't hungry.
He's hangry, man.
Harris.
He was hangry.
Husky Harris wanted a bite to eat. So,
I wasn't going to even mention Husky Harris.
They're walking back to their, hey, go ahead and check us into the Wendy's on Foursquare so they got a table for us. I don't think that's how Foursquare works, Brian. I mean, shut the fuck up. So that's why then when it's like the Cena match and Bray Wyatt shows up, it's like, hey, turns out the Wendy's was closed.
We might go to IHOP.
All right.
But I mean, I interrupted. What were you saying about Jake Roberts in the promo?
No, I said it was very Jake Roberts to me because the dude was so wasted to me. He just, like, the look in his eye was just pure, I've had one too many. And I'm just waiting for him to do the Jake the Snake Roberts, which I brought up last podcast promo. I'm sorry. I'm a little inebriated right now.
Golly.
Yeah, but I'm expecting to go like, hey, you guys want to play 21? I play 22. It's like to me, he seemed that drunk. But maybe I'm just wrong, and he, like you said, he plays that sleazy character pretty damn good. Which is cool.
I mean, I'm not doubting that the dude hasn't gotten pretty drunk at some point. You have to have been being an indie wrestler, but I mean, it's. And
being in the WWE, you need to drown your sorrows.
I think that was, well, CM Punk would argue otherwise, but I don't know. I think she's just a really good method actor as far as that stuff goes. As far as, you got to remember with wrestling, we're not always used to seeing, like, the best acting, shall we say. So when someone comes along with a lot of natural talent like that, they come across like they're a microphone god.
Right.
So
now, as far as my MVP...
Miz, remember when everybody was really up on Miz's mic skills for a while?
Yeah.
And it's like, all he was just screaming awesome, and then once we realized that, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's no Brian Pillman.
That's why nobody cared when he came into the fucking ring. Now, as far as my MVP for this goddamn match was, I liked Kofi's spots.
Oh yeah! Forgive me for forgetting Kofi's spots. That was amazing. To get any kind of momentum.
Yeah.
Doing like a side-by-side tightrope walk and then jump back to the ring. Just amazing.
I was expecting someone from the audience to fucking trip his ass. I'm not even going to lie.
Right?
Yeah, because I'm like, what douchebag will do it? Who's the douche? Who's going to be the douche who just taps his foot just a little bit so that he fucking falls and it's like, well, I guess you're out.
Yeah. I like his tights.
But I think he was my MVP. I think Roman Reigns got robbed. Absolutely robbed. I think Batista, I mean, we talked about this a little bit. My thoughts on Batista was, you know what? I predicted his victory.
Yeah, you did.
We all had our predictions when we were watching it, and I predicted Batista's victory, and I've never been more upset to be right.
See, here's the thing. I knew Roman would never win it, because WWE's not going to give it to him that fucking early, but, like... I predicted he would make it to the top, to the final five, and made it to the final
that's
two.
fine. That's fine, though. I mean, they always do that. They've teased spots with a returning big comeback for years. 2002, Mr. Perfect made it into the final four.
Right. But other than that, I mean, the main attraction to me for this Royal Rumble was the audience more than the actual match itself, because the last, 9 people, it was like Shield...
Yeah.
Batista, Rey Mysterio, CM Punk,
Sheamus,
and a couple other guys. And the crowd was just not having it, and neither was I. It was really lackluster.
It's pretty surreal. God, I mean, to have 80,000. And I was actually hoping they would take a step further. I was like, you know what? Throw trash. Go ahead. Pull the 1996 and just really drive the point home that you're not happy with this.
I wish they would. I really wish they would.
Used to be laser pens all over the place. Thank God that fad's gone. But throw a cup or something. That would have been fine.
I know I would have thrown my Mr. Pibb at Batista.
Did I lose you?
No, we're still here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Nah, but I would have thrown my shit at them. Like, fuck that. That was a terrible match. And you can tell Batista's just like, oh man, I thought I'd be coming back to Cheers. What the fuck is this shit?
I don't think he cares, honestly. I mean, I'm sure he's pissed that he's not getting the hero's welcome, but I mean, the dude strikes me as the kind of guy who just goes home and says like, well, what do they know? I'm a billionaire. I get to bang hot women. I've fought in MMA. They don't know anything.
Yeah,
Right.
you know what? Good on you. You know, you got lucky and you made it that far. You know, good on you.
Dude's a body, you know?
Yeah, but honestly, fuck you. I hate that guy.
I also hate, I don't know. I mean, like, he finds excuses to avoid promos because he's not really a strong talker. I even saw, when he was going for a power slam on someone, he almost botched it. He didn't protect the guy's neck. I couldn't tell you who it was, but, like, you know, he didn't, his arm was still under, should have gone over, and it was just little things, man. You can nitpick the guy to death.
You can nitpick this match to fucking death. You can nitpick this event to death, and we'll be here for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
but
not a good thing when your most popular attraction is how much the fans pooed all over it, though.
Absolutely.
Oh wow, all those boos.
But let's wrap this up.
cathartic.
Let's wrap this up so we're not here for like 2 hours.
All right.
So, guys, John, I'll start off with you. Not John Allen, but the John Chavez.
Good that you made that distinction.
I made that distinction. John,
Yeah.
wrap up your thoughts on the Royal Rumble.
Honestly, that tag match should have been the opener for the pay-per-view. Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt could have waited until WrestleMania. Completely rushed, but still a great match for what it was. Bray Wyatt is very innovative, and I see nothing but bright futures for him, which probably means he's going to be stuck in the mid-card forever. You know, Big Show and Brock Lesnar was literally just chairs for days. John Cena versus Randy Orton was just a highlight reel. I saw that match in 2008. I wasn't impressed then. I'm not going to be impressed now. The Royal Rumble started off with great potential. CM Punk gets eliminated by Kane, who's very pasty and in like half a suit. Roman Reigns made a strong showing. They had a new kid from NXT, that big dude from Bulgaria. I'll find his name somewhere. It's escaping me right now, but the dude has potential as well. But Batista wins it all, and it's just a shame. WWE just fuck.
Right. All right. I'll save you, John Allen, for last, of course.
Well,
But
thank you.
my thoughts, definitely should have been more matches on the card. I felt like it ended a little too soon. It was 15 minutes, a little bit more than a little bit short of 8 o'clock. So I felt like you could have put 2 more matches on the card and possibly done something great. The tag match, absolutely excellent to look at. I wonder what they're gonna fucking do with it, and I hope they don't fuck it over. The Daniel Bryan match, absolutely, like, again, fun to look at. I wonder what they're gonna do with it. Brock Lesnar versus Big Show, that was an absolute debacle. To me, that was a debacle. Chairs for days, like you said, chairs for days, 4 chairs. Paul Heyman is a wizard at pulling chairs out of his ass. Good on you, Paulie. Bring out your ECW roots. Randy Orton and John Cena, don't care. Like you said, I've seen this match before. The Royal Rumble started off great for a little bit. At the end, I didn't give a fuck who won at that point. I just wanted the pain to be over. So that was my thoughts on Royal Rumble. Now, the John Allen, let's hear your thoughts.
Well, first of all, props for using the term debacle. That's a way to channel your inner 1980s Vince McMahon commentator there.
This is a complete debacle.
Oh my! Such profanity coming out of you youngsters tonight. See, this is the kind of emotion? Jesus. It's being stirred. But not in the way that it should be. It's just how do you word it when you get as a fan that gets invested. I mean, on the one hand, it's accomplishing something because it is getting me worked up, but it's not the booking that's doing it. It's the fact that Brian just has a certain unique something that is not being capitalized on. I know that they'll talk up and down about how they're trying to find new stars at all time. They're always looking for the next big thing. Well, they have the next big thing And they're saying no, and I don't know why. There's a rumor out there about how, during one match, as Daniel Bryan's push was beginning, Triple H thought he was injured and had the match stopped. Daniel Bryan went backstage and shooed Triple H out. I don't know how much that's true because it's coming from the dirt sheets. But if it, it's gotta be like, there's gotta be something going on like that where he's pissed off someone in the office to where it's like, you know what, we'll show him. You can't just think that we'll make the champions. They'll like who we tell you to like, and it just doesn't work that way, man. I mean, you have so much instant feedback going on right there. Just listen to your fans. Give them a little bit of what they want, Far be it from me to tell the biggest global conglomerate how to book stuff, but I wasn't happy. I'm not alone in that. I don't know anybody who was thrilled, who jumped up on their couch and said, "Yay, Batista won." Because that's not the story that's been told for so long. It was all building up to something else, and we didn't get that. Props to all the talent. I didn't really see anybody who just. And again, as a worker, I'm not very tenured at all. I've been doing stuff for like a cup of coffee. So, all the talent put forth a great effort. It's just. What are you going to do? It almost doesn't matter when you got that big of an elephant in the room as far as what should have been going on and then what did happen. So, sorry I'm being like whiny pants over here about it, but sometimes it's very hard for me to get back into the shows, and when I do, and then you let me down, it's like it doesn't encourage me to watch the next night because it's just going to be more of the same old. Now, if it does, if they can spin this around to something that's not a cliched happy ending, but at least has some good closure and some good payoff, fantastic. But, man, it just doesn't seem like that's what they had in mind. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. That's kind of like the overall mood of this and the fact that it was terrible.
And I'm sorry not to interrupt, but I also was a little bit disappointed that Jake didn't get his moment. Yeah, he got his moment doing Monday Night Raw. Who knows? Maybe he didn't pass the physical in the way they would have liked for him to, have any sort of, even a JBL sort of entrance. But it just, that's one of those Cinderella stories, like that's straight out of the movie The Wrestler, where this guy finally turns himself around, cleans himself up. This is what he wanted for so long. Didn't get it.
Right. Okay, looks like that's kind of our Royal Rumble recap. I don't know about you, John, but I kind of had one thing I wanted to bring up to anybody who's listening to the podcast. I wanted to kind of promote something that I had found recently. It was a video game, a wrestling video game that I had bought recently. AAA Lucha Libre Héroes del Ring.
Cool.
If you guys have the opportunity, it's for the Xbox 360. I don't know if it's for the PS3, but it's a rad Lucha Libre game starring people like Conan, La Parca, Psychosis, and a bunch of really cool top-notch wrestlers from Mexico. If you guys have a moment, check it out. John Allen, I also, you're doing your thing down in San Diego.
Yeah, Oddity Wrestling Alliance. Anybody who's in the Southern California area, please come check us out on February 14th. A lot of great matches, too many for me to run off right now off the top of my head. But I am now managing the massive Maldacito, nearly 7 feet tall, almost 400 pounds, and finally, we're going to have our revenge from last month, where one-on-one, not two clowns, but one-on-one, Maldacito is going to go ahead and just annihilate Crazy Clown, and I'm going to be in his corner to ensure that happens.
Crazy Clown, why does that name strike me as familiar?
Because Crazy Clown is someone who has been causing me troubles for a while now.
All your life. Ever since you were a child.
Maybe. I don't know how long he's had this plan, but he's been a thorn in my side. And naturally, the night that I debut the massive Maldacito, when I bring him back to the fans at Oddity Wrestling Alliance, that's the night that these two goofballs show up and do what they did. So, I mean, you guys can laugh if you want. We did get mad, but we also get even.
Is Lestat going to be there on the 14th?
Lestat is going to be there on the 14th.
Well, now I got to be there. I have to be there.
Lestat's pretty awesome. He's a fun one to watch.
He's a cool guy. All right, other John, do you got anything to announce to the fans?
Big news. I am I'm getting married.
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah, it is.
Congratulations.
you're not though.
I'm really not.
So you had no news.
I have no news.
Okay.
I have no news. I am actually working to get back in shape to get into the ring again. I am going to be getting back into amateur boxing.
Amateur
Wow.
boxing.
Boxing.
Oh, okay. You and me both, brother. All right. So
You should, if you want some inspiration, come check out Oddity Wrestling Alliance, February 15th at the Family Gym in downtown San Diego. For details, go to OddityWrestlingAlliance.com.
now wait a minute, John. I don't think I
Yes.
heard that correctly. Can you say that one more time for the people?
You're right, Justin. I did stumble a bit on account of the festivities this evening. That is www.odditywrestlingalliance.com.
Awesome. Now, you guys go check that out. We'll probably be there too. This is Tea Time with Bodyslams. The name might not stick, but we sure as well. And this is a refined look at grappling.
Yes! 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 Yes!
And we'll see you later. This is John Chavez, Jessica Garcia, and the John Allen.
Peace out!
Peace!
Later, people.